Okay, cool. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today for a workshop with the one and only Frankie J. I'll now be handing over to Frankie. I hope you have an amazing class.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. So, hello, everyone. Hope all is well. Hope everyone is doing good. So, what we're going to do is let's start off with some movement, looking at some basics, probably like a couple of basics. And hopefully what we're going to try and do is just to kind of like expand on the use of how we can play with that movement. So giving you a selection of different things that can be useful, things to consider how you can connect and transition certain types of movements. And basically, yeah, at the end, if there's any questions on anything, I mean, we've got a Q&A afterwards, but if there's anything more specific in the class that you want to ask, just feel free to like throw it at me, just shout it out, or again, use the chat box because I can kind of go back and forth between my laptop and on the floor if you need any questions answered sort of immediately as well. Okay. So yes, let's get to it. So yeah, if you can, if possible, it would be nice if you could turn your cameras on just so that I know I can see you, that you're like you're doing the movement correct, because it would be great just to kind of, yeah, make sure that I can kind of see if everything's going okay. That would be great. Because I think I only currently have one person. All right, let me just quickly sort this out. Okay. All right, so let's get right into it. So we're going to start off with a basic that I like to refer to, or what most people call it, is something called around the world. Okay, so this is like pretty much like a kind of curated grapevine. So it's a grapevine step, but we move it and use it differently within the space. Okay, so just to kind of show you first, the step consists of stepping in behind and in front. Okay, so the basics of the step is a little bit like this. So I'm going to start with my left side. This is my left here. So we're taking a step behind, step out, step in front, step to the side. Yeah, and then literally what we're going to do is rebound that to go in the opposite direction. So my right leg steps behind the left, left steps out, right across, and we step out. So the last leg that we're using in the step is almost like a rebound. So you're going to always catch your weight on either side. So you're going to catch your weight here, or you're going to catch your weight here, okay? So you've got behind, side, in front, rebound, behind, side, in front, rebound, yeah? Behind, side, in front, rebound, behind, side, front, rebound, yeah? So we're going to use this step, or use that pattern of the step in the way that we're going to use the environment, okay? So just to kind of start it, we're going to have the body facing sideways, all right? So my right side is going to lead towards the camera, and what we're going to try and draw is basically like a semicircle. So my left leg is going to come in, right leg is going to step out. So as I use that right leg, I'm almost turning the body to the front direction, yeah? Then the left leg is going to step in front, step across, place the leg out. So I'm going to stop myself and catch the movement with my right leg. So if I'm coming from left to right, I'm going left, right, left, catch, right, left, right, catch. Yeah? So we're catching underneath, boom, catch, boom, 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 catch, boom, 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 catch, boom, 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 catch. Nice, all right? So a little bit quicker, and then what we're going to do, just to start it off, just to get into the body and a little bit of a warm-up, we'll go with some music, okay? So for now, keeping it nice and steady. Nice. So again, keep it quite small, so you don't have to make it too big. more, again, trying to think about the hips. So taking a step around the hip. All right, so we'll try it with some music and then we'll continue, okay? So, here we go, here we go. Hopefully everyone can hear the music when I play it in a second. Here we go. All right, so this is gonna start on one, okay? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so this is basic counting. So the step we have 1, 2, 4 steps. So every time this is just trying to make sure that we fall into this. So this is our pattern. This is the base of the rhythm that we're looking at, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to play with a couple of different things that can kind of connect in and out of this movement. So some of them, pretty straightforward. We're going to do like a continuation of the movement, all right? So what we've been looking at here is a rebound. So using that back leg to push off every time, right? So what we're going to do now is repeat each side twice. So what's going to happen is we're going to almost create like a full circle motion rather than a half circle. So if I'm starting with my right foot, I'm going to go right, left, right, left, and then I'm going to continue the motion with the same side, right, left, left. All right, so what ends up happening is I create a full circle rather than a half circle. So it's under, over, back, under, over, and over, back. Yeah, so it means that we're not just stuck on refraining to just doing like a half circle. So the half circle always has this rebound in it. Then when we go full circle, we repeat the same side. Yeah, so the repetition means that the movement will continue as a full circle. So what we'll do is we'll do 2 each side, okay? So you're going to do right hand side twice, left hand side twice. So you've got right, then a left, and a left. Good. And one of the things that's really useful to know in this step is the first motion, right? If I'm facing you, what you want is you want the power from that back leg to shoot your next leg. So it's almost like a pendulum. So your back leg is going to shoot the next leg into the direction that you want to take your step in, right? So when we do this with music, the thing with this movement is that you're trying to pick up the hips. You're trying to make the hips float and get taken around in the step. So if you think about the force and the energy that you need to put behind that first leg, you're trying to kick your leg out the way, right? So it's not just a step, it's not just that, right? There's a bit more energy behind it. So it gets your energy to actually lift. So you're lifting step, and lifting step, and lifting step, and lifting step. Yeah, so there's a bit more energy behind that kick, if that makes sense. Yeah, so we'll go to music, same thing. So 2 right side, 2 left side. All right, and then we'll add on again. 2 right side, 2 left side. Here we go. Cool. All right. So we'll continue. So I'm again just going to keep adding on. All right. Just going to keep adding on so that we can keep expanding the use of how we can play with this step. So what we're going to do next is a little something else that connects onto some other basics. So what we're now going to bring into the mixture is the shuffle. All right. So connecting the shuffle to the around the world step. All right. So there's a couple of ways, or actually a few ways you can play with this movement. So again, always referring back to the base step. So I'm going to start with my left leg. So my left leg is going to come in underneath. Right leg steps around. Left leg steps across. Right leg comes to the back. All right. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to continue in the direction that I've just walked myself into. What's going to happen now, just so that I can place it flat and you can see it, I'm going to start the shuffle with my right leg, okay? So it's going to go shuffle, 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 okay? Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. All right, so I'm just doing 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So standard shuffle. Dum, 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 dum. And the thing about the shuffle, just to make sure everyone's like up to scratch with it, is you're moving in the direction of every single movement. So don't try to do this. Don't just kick it behind and not do anything with the standing leg. Standing leg continues to move. So it's move, move, and move. So you're constantly shunting the movement in the direction that you shuffle. So it's move, move, and move, 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 and move. Yeah, so you're constantly moving. So what's going to happen, just so that you can see it this way, I'm going to go left, right, left, plie, shuffle, 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 shuffle. Yeah, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, shuffle, 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 shuffle. That makes sense? So left leg's going underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4, shuffle, 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 shuffle. Yeah, good. So it walks into the shuffle, which is, it's got a nice little feeling of just walking into the movement. And just before I get to that shuffle, I plie so that I can generate the power from my legs into that movement, yeah? So I'm going walk, 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 plie, shuffle, 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 shuffle. Yeah, one more time. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and shuffle, 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 shuffle. Good. Now from here, we're going to continue the full circle motion that we just did before. So after the shuffle, we go back into the right side of around the world. So it's going to go shuffle, shuffle, step. So I'm going to finish and put the leg down after I've done that second shuffle. And this is going to directly walk me into around the world again. Right? So it goes around the world, 2 shuffles, back into around the world. Yeah? So I'm going to start to the back just so that you can see. So my circle is going to be here. I'm going to draw a full circle in this space that you can see me in, okay? So I'm going under, step, over, plie, shuffle, shuffle. Step under, step, over, step, shuffle, shuffle. Step under, step, over, plie, shuffle, shuffle. Step under, step, over, step, shuffle, shuffle, step. Okay, so 2 shuffles are inside of the around the world step, yeah? So around the world into 2 shuffles. And hopefully it will give you that, again, that sort of synchronicity of moving in a circular shape and not just in a half shape, okay? So I'll just quickly demonstrate and then we'll get into it. So again, your aim is to make a full circle with the movement. So timing is gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. Oh yes, very simple. Yes, I will go slowly. I'll go one more time so that you can see it. So I'm gonna go slowly. Really good. Yes, well done. So the direction of this one, again, still creates this full circle idea, right? So we've already looked at the around the world that moves in a circle, also looks at a half circle, so keeping that original format of a rebound, okay? Now, what happens if you put the shuffle in the opposite direction? What happens is you get it back into a half circle shape. So again, just purposely trying different things to see, again, how many options you have by using the bases that you can play with, okay? So with this one, what I mean is we made the shuffle go in the same direction as the step. Now what would happen if we were to oppose the direction and go back on ourselves? So what happens now, I'm going to face you again. When I take this step here, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to do the shuffle towards you and not away from you. So I'm going to go shuffle, shuffle, step. So now I'm going to go back into the direction that I just came from. So it's going to go back to a half circle and not a full circle now. So if I'm facing this way, just so I can show you, I'm only going to do a half circle now. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. Okay, so it's the same rhythm, same tempo, just the difference with which direction I end up doing the shuffle in will affect whether it's a full circle or whether it's a half circle. Does that make sense? Yeah, so again, it's the same step. Doesn't matter, it just means that you've always got an alternative, whichever direction you end up doing the shuffle in. So the same direction will create a full circle, the opposing direction will make it half circle. All right, so it's the same step, just something for you to consider and play with. Okay, so we'll continue. So I'm gonna again keep adding in, just adding on, so that you can hopefully take all these variations away and practice them. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna practice like a little sequence with the shuffle, which is what's gonna help us to connect it to more around the world later. Okay, so now what's gonna happen is we're gonna practice just doing the shuffle with a little combination which consists of a paddle bourrée and a cross step. All right, so again, some more different basics that we can use. So what we have, I'm gonna shuffle with my left leg first. So I'm gonna go 1 and 2 and. So I'm doing a toe tap to the back, which is on the and count. So it's 4 movements, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we've got shuffle, 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 toe tap. So 1 and 2 and. If we're counting realistically, it'd be a 2 and. Yeah. So 1 and 2 and. There we go. Nice. Yeah. So we've got 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and. So think of it as like as you elevate on the 2. As you drop down to the and count, that's when you place the toe. So it's side, side, elevate, drop. Yeah, so you've got that little bit of space in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what's going to happen here? This is where it gets a little bit tricky. That foot that just did the tap, you're going to push your weight off of that back foot. So my right foot is the back foot, okay? So what's going to happen here is you're going to push to re-step your left leg. So you're going to push your left leg a little bit further across yourself. Yes. All right, then from here, you're going to step out again to step in. So it's going to go, sorry, we just crossed it. So you're going to go step, 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 step. Almost like as if you want to come back into parallel. So it's 4 steps, yeah? So very slowly, it's going to go shuffle, 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 tap, push, step, push, come together. Yeah, again. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is almost going to feel like this. Cross, step, cross, step. So that's where that cross step comes in. Step across, step out, come back in. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one thing that's really important in that is really to think about breaking your hip. So like break how the torso and the hips join. So don't think that it's just your legs. So my body moves in the same direction that I want to take the step out on, which is going to make the sort of fluidity of the step a lot more better. So you're going soft, soft. It's going to feel like a little bit dancehall-ish. Yeah, so make it nice and soft, yes. So you've got cross, over, cross, back in. So when you connect it, timing so far is going to go shuffle, 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 tap, push, step, push, in. Yeah, shuffle, 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 tap, push, step, push, in. Yes. So count-wise, it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Yeah, so you finish on the 4 and for now. Okay, again, 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Good. One more time. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now that last step and step, just because I was telling you to bring it in, I'm now going to kind of contradict myself a little bit and say don't bring it fully in, because you're going to need it to step back out. So when you do this cross step, boom, 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 keep it out, okay? Keep the leg a little bit out because you're going to move back into this direction and you're going to need that leg to be there to transfer your weight, okay? So when you do go across, what's happening is you're going to use the element of what we did with the around the world step. You're going to almost do like a pendulum. So this leg is going to knock this leg out the way. Yeah. So this one's coming in. This would be your count of 5. So timing is going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So you'll kick out on that 5. Yeah. 5. Yeah. So the direction is going out. So you've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So this is going to prepare you to go in another direction. All right, a little bit quicker, a little bit more fluid. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Yeah, good. I'll do the same thing. I'm just going to turn around just so that you can see it from the back. Okay. Same thing. So I'm going to go this way. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Yeah, is that clear? We okay? Yeah, should we go into music? So same thing, just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So keep it quite contained, yeah? What you don't want to make it too big so that it feels uncontrollable. Think of it about really trying to keep it in this parameter with your hips. Yeah, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Okay, let's go. So it's a little shuffle variation basically, but we're going to connect this later. Let's go with some Dan Kai. Here we go. What up? So slowly, we're going to tap. 1 and 2 and 5. Yeah, so try to make the music nice and mechanic, nice and strong. Yeah. 1, 4, 5. This. 5. Dan Kai. So if anyone didn't know, fun fact for you, Dan Kai is actually Jordan Rakai. It's his other alias. So if you've ever heard of Jordan Rakai, Dan Kai is his other music thing, and he's got a bunch of other albums in there. So check him out. He's really dope. Nice, good. So again, what I was talking about earlier in this thing about trying to break the hip and really think consciously about what you're doing on top of your legs, keep that soft, keep it relaxed. Yeah, keep it nice and gooey, because then that suppleness of the body is going to really allow the feet and the body to harmonize. Yeah, you're going to get to move those two elements together, because sometimes, you know, when you're moving your feet quick, the body tenses up and we start to get a little bit stuck sometimes with how we're moving our feet. So keep it nice and easy on top. So now what we'll do, just for the sake of practicing and drilling, because you can take this element and just drill it on its own. When we get into that 5, we also signifies the count of 1. We count in 4s, 5 is the same as 1. So is an easier way, depending on how you count for yourself, you can also make the count of 5 be a 1 so that it loops back in. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect it to the opposite side. So the counts are going to go 1 and 4 and 1 and 4 and 1. Yeah, so it's just going to be a loop. So what happens there when we kick on this, which is our 5, aka 1, this is going to take you into a shuffle. So this is actually your prep to shuffle to the opposite side. So I'm going to go shuffle, shuffle, down, back, push, 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 under. So I'm doing the mirror opposite of what we've just done. So now it's going to feel a little bit like this. Yeah. So now what I'm going to give you to do, or give you some time to do, is to figure out your opposite side. So I want you to find, again, that connection between the two. So you're going shuffle, 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 step, 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 and shuffle, 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 step, 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 and boom. Okay, so you're trying to, again, find the continuity between how you use this as your prep and how it takes you into that other shuffle. Feels a little bit weird, but it just means that there's a smooth transition between the two sides, and there's not actually an immediate stop between the movements. Yeah, so just again slowly, and then I'll show it from the other angle so you can see it from behind. So we've got left side press, 5, 6, 7, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, and. Okay. So I'll put some music on. I'm going to give you some time. I'll also kind of like mess around with it and have a little go at it myself so I can practice with you. Yeah. And then again, we'll come back together and we'll drill it. So just again, find both sides. Yeah. Find some comfortability with both left and right. Okay. All right. Let's go. Take a bit of time, go through it slowly. So we got 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2. Good. Lovely. From what I could see, I was looking good. Does it feel okay? Yeah? I can see people like this. Good, it looks good. So what we're trying to do now is we're going to connect this back into the basic of the around the world step. So that like little grapevine step that we just did. So the timing of this now is going to be an 8 count. So one side will be an 8 count. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1. Yeah. So from the 5, it all goes into and counts. From the 1 to the 4, it's all singular count for now. Yeah. So what we're trying to do, again, I'm going to show you it this way first, just so that you can see it. So I'm going to go left leg into my right. So just so that you can see the timing. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1. So the 1 is what takes you back into the around the world. So this is still keeping this half semicircle shape, still. Yeah, so it's still a semicircle shape that we're trying to keep. Yeah, but just integrating that like cross step, pas de bourrée, shuffle variation that we've got at the end of it. So the first 4 counts is just your basic around the world maneuver into the shuffle variation that we just did there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. Yeah, does that make sense? So the first part's pretty easy. Again, still keeping that. Obviously, what we're trying to maintain is the consistency, the smoothness, the fluidity of each side. Yeah. So we'll drill it with the music a little bit, and then we'll continue. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. Okay. Let's go. Let's go with some music. Here we go, here we go. Classic tune, Dennis Farah. Yeah, ready. We'll go halftime first, and then we'll go with music. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Good job, well done. So we're going to add in one more now. So what we'll do is we're going to connect them all just so that we get an idea of, again, playing the transition between them all. And again, it's a drill to get used to being able to expand and play with this movement a little bit more. Like the reason why I picked this basic in particular is because personally, I feel a lot of people don't play with this basic as much as like some of the other basics. When you compare it to like the shuffle, the pas de bourrée, the farmer, the stomp, like I feel like the around the world step is something that I think technically is much more difficult, especially when you start to apply it to music, and it's hard to know your options and how you can keep expanding that. So again, the purpose of this is about being able to show you what else from the other sort of vocabulary can help to kind of connect and be used in this in order to keep making more for yourself. And again, it's about taking risk, you know, it's trial and error. Like the way that I practice and the way that a lot of the people that I dance with also practice is that you've got to take the risk to try something, even if you don't know if it's going to work. But again, that's how you then start to piece things together like puzzle pieces and then be able to find what works and what doesn't work. Yeah. So what we're going to do in this one's a little bit more different. Dynamically, it's a little bit different. So this is looking at playing with a rotation or a spin of some sort. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick this still to the 4 count. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to go 1, 2. So I'm jumping into like a cross leg position. So my left leg is scooping under the right. 1, and then what's going to happen is as I take my right leg around, my left leg is going to come across in front and I'm going to land in a cross position. So it's like a little elevation drop into a cross. Okay, so I'm going left over. Then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate. So I'm turning on the heel and the toe. Okay, so I'm going to turn. And then what's going to happen here is this leg is going to shoot around. Boom. So it's almost like I'm going to do like a kind of like a shunt. Boom. So I drop my weight into the floor. So it's going kick, step, step. So back foot, front foot. Boom, boom. So this is a way of just being able to stabilize my weight back into the floor. All right, so this will be a 4 count. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4, or and 4, and 4. Okay. So we've got under, cross, shunt, step, step. So this stays quite on the spot. It's quite a stationary variation of the around the world. So the middle part of the step is a rotation rather than 2 steps or a step. Yeah, so it's going under, cross, scoot, step, step. Under, cross, scoot, step, step. Yeah, so this scoop is just to take my leg around so that I can replace the weight. boom, boom. And the reason why you've got this back front is because, again, this is going to give you the initiation to go to the opposite side. Yeah? So this is a 4 count on both sides. You've got 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yeah? 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yes.
Do you show me how you go into the spin just one more time?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
So I'll show it this way just so that you can see it. So my spin is wanting to start when I hit the front. So I'm going under, cross, and as soon as I land, I'm going to start the rotation. Yeah? So rotate, drop my weight, step, step. So there isn't really too much of a pause. It's almost direct. So I drop my weight in the turn. So I'm going step, drop, scoot, step, step. Yeah? Face this way. Step, scoot, tap, tap. So that I'm directly facing the opposite way again. Yes. So the hardest part is this. Getting that leg around. It's like a rond de jambe. Tap, tap. And then my legs are there again. So that I'm stabilized for the opposite side. Yeah? It will feel like this variation in particular will feel very similar to when you do the setup. Now the setup is this. So this is another basic that we refer to, yeah? So this will feel very similar to the setup. So the setup is purposely there as a way to replace the weight off of your leading foot. So it will feel a little bit similar to this, even though we're trying to still keep it in the concept, the context of around the world, but it might have a slight feel that's similar to the setup. Yeah, so again, keep the steps and keep the rotation small, keep it underneath your hips. So step, spin, step, and up, step, spin, step, Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, just gonna find us a little track so we can practice, and then we'll go through it. So this is again still a 4 count. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. That was a track I was listening to earlier that I want to use. There we go. Movie neck. Get ready. Same 4 count. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. connect. Let's connect our variations. So we've got like a little sequence drill to practice, okay? So this is how we're gonna do it. So I'm gonna go from left to right, okay? So we have, this is gonna go into the opposing shuffle, not the same direction shuffle, the opposing shuffle. So shuffle that's gonna go back to you. So it's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 hands into the step. Yeah. So the first one is the opposing shuffle. So just so that you can see it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hands. So I'm going to step back into it. Okay. So this is the first one. Second one is going to go into our cross step pattern variation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. Okay, so the first one into the second one, just for now. Okay, so we have 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, away. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. Make sense? Yeah, makes sense? Cool. Again, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, sorry, wrong side. My bad. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're going to do a full circle. So two right sides around the worlds. So the circular one, so the easy one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is coming after our shuffle variation. So just so that you can see it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, shuffle, shuffle, and 1, 2, 3, 4, shuffle variation, and 1, 2, circle, 2, circle. Okay, now from here, we go into the last one, we're going to go into our turns. This is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8 turns. So 2 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and yeah. So just so that you can see again. So shuffle, opposing shuffle, shuffle variation, full circle, 2 turns. That's our order. Yeah. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, opposing shuffle, step 1, 2, 3, variation. Full circle. Full circle. Then turn round, tap tap. Turn round, tap tap. Okay? This is our little drill. Should we have a go? Should we try it? Yeah? All right. We're almost there. So a couple times with the music. All right? And then we'll wrap it up. But it's looking very good. So this is just, again, testing your brain. How are you doing with reacting to the switch up of a different variation, yeah? That's what we're trying to aim to overcome right now. Okay. Let's go. Let's go with some DJ Jose. Let's go. Here we go. Get ready. Get ready, we're going to go with the music. 5, 6, 5, 6, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. done. Awesome job. Awesome, awesome, awesome job. So again, just to quickly recap, this was looking at the around the world. So this is what we tend to call the step. There might be some other people that tend to call this step by other names. But again, really, to be honest, the most important thing about this is just being able to recognize what we're doing with our bodies and how we're conducting our bodies when we play with these vocabularies. And yeah, and again, just trying to make awareness of how we put together the other basics that we know from house dance and compile it so that we can keep expanding on, again, creating variations, not getting the fear of trying to make our own variations as well, because again, this is a really important part of the practice, being able to really just utilize, just to utilize how you're using your basic, not just sticking to the black and white version of things, you know, like we like to try and make things a little bit more colorful when we try to play with them. So just trying to adhere to that, and that's it really. We did quite a bit. We did quite a bit. And again, like the things with drilling basics is it's about trying to keep testing yourself technically, like how you keep applying yourself to the basic movements. So looking at balance, looking at weight transfer, looking at posture, looking at how you continue to carry also the flavor and the nuances and the influences of things that, again, you're already practicing and trying to, you know, continually put into the dance. Like one important aspect about practicing anything that's foundation based is about how you keep introducing it as a way of bringing out you inside of it. You know, like, I know this sounds cheesy, but it's just like, you know, even for me, when I see dancers who do a specific style, I want to see them. Like, I want to see the character. I want to see the personality. I want to see the individualism that makes it theirs, rather than it just being like the same steps that everyone else can do. Because that's how I challenge myself. I always think to myself, like, okay, how can I keep making my way of dancing house stand out for me personally in the way that I address the movement and how I put my own flavor and own sort of influences and nuances into the movement. Because again, you know, like any of the teachers and mentors I've ever had who've ever taught me have always said, don't make it look like me. But if I learn from anyone, they always say, don't copy me. Don't look like me. Be better than that. Do what I'm doing, but then when you start to embrace it for yourself, start letting yourself shine through it. And the more you encourage this, the more the movement's gonna reach to you. And when the movement starts to reach to you, that's when things start to go ding, 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 and it starts to make more sense. You know, these little light bulbs start going off, because it's like you start connecting to the movement on a deeper level, and it's not just trying to learn steps anymore. It's like, okay, this is my dance. Like, this is how I actually feel, and this is how the movement actually is just kind of like oozing. It's like oozing out of my body. It's not just about having to think about, okay, what variations and steps do I know? Because that's important, but it's not the end all or be all of what the dance is really about. Those are things and those are structures and components that help to assist the whole package. Yeah, so.
Brilliant. Well, thank
Sorry,
you so
I took.
much. It's okay. We've just got to switch over to the Q&A now, but thank you so much for everyone who joined. If anyone feels up for it, it'd be amazing to see videos of you doing, would you call it a choreo or more like a
or like a exercise, drill exercise?
Yeah, send it to the Collide Instagram account or send it to Frankie J directly, whichever you feel most comfortable doing, and then it'd be amazing if we could share that. And yeah, I will now switch over to the Q&A team. Thank you everyone so much.
Perfect.
Hi everybody, we are the Q&A group. So we are going to give you, for those of you that have just done the workshop with Frankie J, we're going to give you guys 10 minutes just to get a drink, get some snacks, and we're going to give you, Frankie, 10 minutes to just chill and catch your breath. So we're going to come back at 15:15, if that's all right with Frankie as well. So perfect. For everyone, just stay in the call, stay ready, and we'll meet back in 10 minutes.
Cool.
Bye.
See ya.